Greetings, friends. Welcome to my new reality show. I'm launching a new startup project, and together with you, we will see what comes of it. To launch this project, I will be using my many years of experience in launching international startups. With minimal investments, we will explore the European market and understand how much demand there is for our product. I really like the theme of smart home, and therefore we will be launching an online store for selling smart home devices. It will not just be an online store, but a whole community. But for now, we are starting with the online store. So where does the project begin? That's right, with the name. Here's the idea for the names. We will simply take and use a keyword in our name, a keyword by which we will be easily found on Google. There is a service called expertdomains.net where you can check for expiring domains. There, accordingly, we can see which links to find, which expiring domains are available, and so on. It's a very convenient service that allows you to find quite valuable domains from the past. But, of course, there are also not very good domains with very poor metrics and so on. Let's try to look up the domain smart home through this service. Maybe we'll find something useful. But as you can see, the selection is not great in terms of domain endings, since my market is Europe, and we will be testing Europe specifically with this project. Therefore, let's turn to ChatGPT and ask what queries are available in our niche. Smart home turned out to be quite a general domain, and it's in zones that are not interesting for us to register, because if we choose zones like giving, bar, and so on, it will be very difficult for us to promote to the top in these zones. Therefore, it's better for us to take some local domain zone and move much faster. So we put the smart home aside altogether, and I decided to analyze more queries that could lead to our niche. It turned out that Marcom devices is a pretty good domain of queries. And I decided to check this domain on the Namecheap service. I found a lot of good options. Of course, this domain is quite expensive if you search for it in some main zones. But since I am in Spain, I will be purchasing a Spanish domain. And the Spanish domain turned out to be available. Since the domain is Spanish, you need Spanish documents to register it. I decided to do everything officially, to go to the official Spanish domain sales website. It turned out that the weekend had started. As a result, my request was postponed to Monday. I couldn't wait that long, so I just canceled my request and rushed to the GoDaddy service. And there I registered the domain in literally 10 minutes. In the end, the domain cost $27. By the way, that's quite cheap for a domain of this level. So everything is great, I'm very satisfied, and we can move on to the next stage. That is, registering hosting and linking the domain to this hosting. But I'll tell you about that in my next episode. Subscribe to my channel, give a like, and tell your friends. Thank you. Bye.